Go-go, okay. That's what's up. I mean, I'm a
Go-go music is what the BET. I don't know if y'all watched the BET Awards this year, but that's what they started the BET Awards off with. With EU doing the butt, and Regina Hall hosted the event, and she was just like putting DC culture on the entire night. It was beautiful. It was one of the most greatest things I've ever seen in my life. Y'all ain't hear about the don't mute DC shit in DC with the people upset about the music being played outside the Met. Do you watch the news?
Yeah, absolutely.
He looking at me like slavery came back. When the fuck did that happen? Nah.
You have to understand though, what they give us in New York is totally different than what they give you.
So what happened in the news in New York today that we didn't get? Let me find out. Let me learn something.
I mean, I could Google it. That's about it, you know what I'm saying? Because right now, like I tell you like this, I'm a hardworking man. I'm a Renaissance man too.
Okay.
And I'm a family man. You know what I'm saying? I got a little daughter.
So you don't know what the fuck going on outside of.
Right now, like today, I mean, I couldn't tell you, but I mean, I do stay posted on the news and current events for sure.
That's something that's national, and the reason that it's national, and segue into an actual important point, is that DC has the highest intensity of gentrification in the entire country right now. Crazy as shit. DC is just DC, but where I'm from, Prince George's County, which is right outside of DC, is actually borrowed land from Prince George's County. Prince George's County has the highest number of rich black people. It's a very black area, as well as DC is. That's why it's called Chocolate City.
Okay.
And these new people are coming in. We're getting kicked out, and our culture is getting kicked out.
Gentrified.
The gentrification is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about like hoods.
Brooklyn?
With some years ago I rode through there.
You go there now, it's all Jewish.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, and the thing about it, what people not realizing is, it's not that it's a problem with like new white people walking their dogs and drinking Starbucks on the same corner niggas used to get shot and sell drugs at. It's the fact that new income that's coming in isn't benefiting the residents that have been there and built up that culture for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the highest intensity of it in the whole country is in the nation's capital.
Right.
So part of that is people. There was even one dude that was walking his dog on Howard University campus. Well, a bunch of people was walking their dogs on Howard University campus. But this one particular dude, and they fried his ass up too. They found his Instagram page and fried his ass up. He was like, oh, well, it's a shared, this is an HBCU, you know what I'm saying? Historically Black Collegiate University. He was like, oh, well, if they have a problem with it, they should maybe just move the campus. So you want us to move a whole HBCU so you can walk your little dog and they can shit everywhere.
Right, yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, so that's what's going on in my neck of the woods.
Okay, well, I mean, I appreciate you bringing that over here to the Ryde Along, because, I mean, we don't hear about a lot of stuff that goes down there. You know what I'm saying?
You ever heard of Mumbo Sauce?
Yeah.
Are you lying to me right now?
Nah. I heard of Mumbo Sauce.
It's the way he said it. He was like, yeah. Let me say it for this nigga teach me another lesson.
Nah, I'm a real buck. I ain't never heard of no Mumbo Sauce.
I heard of Mumbo Sauce.
You'll try. Just gotta try it. I'll just leave that at that. Yeah.
But yeah, that gentrification is crazy. If you go to Brooklyn, it's not the same.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dudes from Wisconsin, all over, just living. Like, it's crazy with same dudes shot at, dudes was selling drugs and all.
And the rent, fucking $8,000 for a studio bedroom. Oh, like young. This shit is crazy.
Classes is all weird shit going on. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So, other than that, you know what I'm saying, creatively, tell me about some of your challenges that you've had as an entertainer, as an artist, comedian, musician.
People like to label you and box you, and I get that. Like, people want to associate you with something, right? It's like whatever they see you do first, that's what they associate you as. But when you're versatile and you can rap on anything, or you can do anything, or you do play 742 instruments as I do.
Right.
I'm sorry, 742,000. They are used to seeing the first thing. Now some people get it. Some people like, yo, he could do anything, and I appreciate that.
What's that number again?
Huh?
What's that number again?
7,087,042 instruments. That's how many instruments I play. Oh, dog,
I had to. That's crazy.
Yeah, so like that's one of the challenges because like the first videos I was doing, and I did both rap styles. Now, when I did the new school rap style, it was more so a parody of it. But then eventually, like I actually started really rapping on like new school beats. So when people first saw was me doing the boom bap, the actual real hip hop, and they thinking, oh, that's you. And it's like, nah, that's just a part of what I do.
Right.
Like,
right.
yeah, I can cook chicken, but nigga, did you not know I also know how to cook Fruit Loops? Like, I'm vicious.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And niggas ain't even know they could cook Fruit Loops, but I figured out the formula how to do it. That's the great thing. So that's been a challenge in itself, but you know, you just got to figure out a way to shape the narrative. Like one thing about me is I'm a figure-outerer.
A figure-outerer.
A figure-outerer.
I like that. We're going to have to trademark that.
Yeah.
Figure-outerer.
Yeah. For the same reason that you say everything is still a mess, I'm going to always be a figure-outerer.
I like that. You know what I'm saying?
You got to say it together like a Tribe Called Quest.
Figure-outerer.
Figure-outerer.
Problem solver.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's
So
up.
that and then you know you talk to these labels and they just like, we need a hit, we're looking for a hit, that's not a hit. I'm like, you wouldn't know what a hit is because you listen to 700 songs today.
Right.
So you're not receiving it the same way as 700 people are right now, and I'm
Exactly.
telling you they are.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna do this shit my way.
Okay. That's
So,
that's
yeah.
what it is. So, which one do you think is a tougher industry to break into, the comedy or the music?
Music is probably easier to get to a certain level, but it's definitely I would say it's harder to maintain that, because if you break into the comedy thing and you get like a good situation going, you can kind of maintain that depending on what you do. Music is so oversaturated now. Like everybody and their grandma, you know what I'm saying, is making music and
Right.
trying to, and the ones that actually break through, you don't have to put in as much work to get on as, say, a comedian. Like comedians have to fly to LA and be at these auditions at 5 a.m. just to get told they pick the first 15 people in line and everybody else go home, and they've been sitting there for 5 hours.
Damn.
And then they got to keep coming back and hire an agent and all this other stuff. Like, and yeah, you can get on with the internet comedy and all that. Like artists are doing, using social media to get their music out there, but it's just, I think it's more work that goes into like the comedy lane. But once you're there, I think it could be more rewarding in the long run.
Okay. You ever do stand-up?
Nope.
Never try stand-up? Would you ever consider it?
I would, and I probably will one day. It's just that I wanted to do stand-up back in the day, but rap is what I mastered. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm funny. I got jokes, and I got some good comedy, but I'm fucking great when it comes to music. Did you hear how many instruments I played?
Yes.
7,292,847,013 and a half instruments.
Don't miss that 0.5.
Say that 0.5.
Don't miss that 0.5. So what exactly is that 0.5?
Well, they got 6-string guitars. I played a 3-string guitar.
That's what it is. I thought it was like the hand snap or the beatbox or something.
Oh, that's in there too. That's a whole one.
Okay. All right. So let's dive a little deeper as a person. You know what I'm saying? Tell me, you're a family man. You got a wife, kids. Tell us about Frank Lucas, the person.
Who?
Frank Lucas. What I'm saying.
Oh, all right. No, I'm not married, and I don't have any kids that I know of. I am. I don't know, man. I'm a workaholic. I'm a Capricorn. If anybody knows what that means I ain't shit and I work all the fucking time and I'm mean as hell.
That means if they slip up, you might Capricorn. That's it.
Yeah. I was trying to come back with something for that, but it wasn't right there. It was.
Craig, I was waiting for something, bro.
Nah, man. I'm just, I try to live on the side of righteousness. You know what I mean? Be humble, stay down to earth. You know what I mean? I try to educate people. Give out game. Like I see what's going on with our people and where we at, and just what it takes. Like I don't have the typical mindset that the average dude my age or my peer group has. You know what I mean? I'm very, supportive. Very is all about unity. All about that. All that corny shit. Like that shit matters because that's why we are fucked up now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm real big on that. You know what I mean? So
conscious brother.
Yeah. I still like my ratchet shit and like to do ratchet shit with my ratchet friends from time to time, but
that's what's up. As we all do.
Yeah. It's all about balance.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years. What is this? 2019. So would I see myself in 2029? Shit. Why do y'all always ask that question? Like I'm not even thinking about 10 days from now. You know how much I gotta do with it next week?
That's still a good answer though. You know what I'm saying?
I hate when y'all ask that. And then most people say 3 years or 5 years. You went to 10. I'll be 43. 43.
There you go. So where are you gonna be at 43?
I don't know. I'm eating vegan now, so hopefully I'll still be alive.
That's a very good answer.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Filthy rich.
That's beautiful.
Switch it back on them.
I get
Switch it back on
you
them.
know what I'm saying?
Switch it back on them.
Nah,
You see yourself in 15 years.
right, you got to give them a strap. Where you see yourself in 50 years, nigga? I'll be dead by then.